Yo, what's good, YouTube? It is your boy, Flyer69, coming to you guys today with a different type of video today. Holy shit, why my voice gets so goddamn high? I don't know. But we are I'm taking over the reins as commish, as you guys can tell. And I am changing up the NHL quite drastically. And what I mean by quite drastically is there's a bunch of rule changes coming in on how I would do it if I am the NHL commissioner. Now, obviously, I'm not the NHL commissioner. I am not qualified to be NHL commissioner. However, this is hypothetical. I am going in and I am expanding the league to 36 teams, and I am changing a whole bunch of rules, and you'll see the rules in a second. Here are the changes. Obviously, 36 teams, 0 conferences. Now, I'm going to explain this. Some people might want conferences. Some people might not want conferences. With the way I'm setting up the league and how division-based it's going to be, and you'll see it here in a second, it makes sense not to have conferences. And we're going to do 1 through 16. Personally, I really love that idea. Simply because there is a slight chance you can get some of the key arch rivalries in the NHL in the finals. Now, I know this is a very slim chance, but it's possible. You can get Toronto, Boston in the finals, Philly, New York, Philly, Pittsburgh, Boston, Pittsburgh. You get the memo. New York and Boston. I mean, it is potentially possible with this scenario. And also, it is kind of different matchups that you don't see all the time, and it's actually especially with how many games you're playing within the division. I'll show you guys in a second, because I am putting an emphasis on rivalries, divisions. This is a big input. We want the rivalries to come back, because you can tell, besides like the Battle of Alberta, none of the rivalries are really hitting right now. Like they used to be, like the Battle of PA. I mean, the Rangers and Islanders. I mean, that one's kind of mid right now. The Bruins and Habs. I mean, the Habs kind of stink, but you get the point. And maybe to bring some juice and the ounce back to it, we have 30 division games, and there's obviously 6 teams per division. So that is, you're playing within your division 6 times. Those teams 6 times. So you'll see how the divisions are set up in a second. So obviously, for example, you'll see in a second here, like, let's say Toronto will play Boston 6 times. Montreal will play Boston 6 times. You get the memo. You'll see in a second. 52 interdivision games. I think you just play one else like almost twice, sometimes once. I think that's how it goes. And like I said, I'm putting an emphasis on division. You want rivalries. You want rivalries, and to bring back that spark like they used to be in the 80s. Now, there used to be less teams back then, but you get the flow. You get the flow. Obviously, these rules. Oh, big change. Points. We're no more pity point. We got rid of that, and that's out the door. It should be out the door. It's so stupid. I absolutely despise it. So we get rid of it. We get regulation win, 3 points. Overtime win, 2. Shootout win, 1. And I think this is a lot better than what we got now. You get a point when you lose. That is so fucking stupid. I hate it, honestly. And the hockey 500 record, boy, don't get me started. I fucking hate that too. You have more wins or you have more losses, or you're at 500 where you're even. That's how it goes. All right, now for the divisions. All right, here are the divisions. We'll start out with the Atlantic Division. You got the Bruins, the Sabres, one of the first 4 expansion teams, the Quebec City Nordiques, coming back, making a big return. The NHL should have never left, but they did, and now they're back. And they got the Canadiens and the Sens and the Maple Leafs in the Atlantic. In the Metro, you got the Devils, the Islanders, the Flyers, the Penguins, the Capitals, and the New York Rangers. That's a hell of a division. How about the Central? You got the Chicago Blackhawks, Minnesota Wild, Columbus Blue Jackets, Detroit Red Wings, Kansas City Scouts as the second of 4 expansion teams, bringing hockey back into the Kansas City area, and also bringing back another old franchise, the Scouts, and also keeping them within the Blues division, obviously having the Battle of Missouri. Southern Division, you got the Houston Longhorns, the third of 4 expansion teams, and And you got Carolina, Dallas, Florida, Nashville, and Tampa. This is like the SEC of hockey right here. This is the SEC. The Pacific Division, you got the Ducks, the Kings, the Yotes, the Avalanche, the Sharks, and the Vegas Golden Knights. That's a nice little division we got right there. One of my favorites right here. The Northwest Division, you got the Vancouver Canucks, Edmonton Oilers, and the last expansion team, the Portland Thunderbirds, Calgary Flames, Seattle Kraken, and Winnipeg Jets. Now, as you see, you have a trio rivalry right here. You got the Battle of the Northwest, or the Pacific Northwest, I should say. The Portland, Vancouver, Seattle. That's a three-way rivalry that would be insane if it happened in real life. It would be epic if it did. Now, I did take control of a team. I am not going to do anything auto-sign free. I'm doing literally everything auto. They're going to do everything for me. Expanded player pool, on selected. I'm not doing a fantasy draft, no. Head coach, Eder Lines. Yeah, we're all good there. Yeah, I am not doing a single thing. I just decided to pick the Flames. We're just going to rock with them. Nothing really to show here. So, let's start the season. Alright, now let me give you guys a glimpse of what the expansion teams looks like. Now, I had to put these rosters together by my own hands. I had to do this manually, so obviously there's no way to do a 4-team expansion draft within the game, so I did kind of my own expansion draft. Now, we'll start off with the Houston Longhorns. Look at these offensive lines. You got Arturi Lehkonen, Alexander Kerfoot. I gotta take this piece of gum out. It's making me talk so funny. Alright, much better. Jake DeBrusk, Dayton Heinen, and Jordan Greenway rounds out the top 6 in Houston. Warren Fogle, Marcus Johansson, and Brendan Lemieux is the third line. Fourth line, you got Nick Ritchie, Sam Lafferty, and Ryan Carpenter. And on the defensive side, you got Ian Cole, Scott Mayfield, Marco Scandella, Nikita Zadorov, Calvin DeHaan, and Johnny Hakanapaa. I don't know how to say his last name, but we're just going to go rock with that. And goaltenders, you got Anthony Stolarz and Jonathan Bernier. Holy fuck, why did I say Beniers? It's Jonathan Bernier. Jesus Christ. Alright. Next team, you got the Kansas City Scouts. And this is probably one of the better ones, I'd say. Maybe the best team. I'm not sure. You'll see the teams and you can judge for yourself. But obviously, they got the man, the myth, the legend, Phil the Thrill. He gets taken away from Vegas and goes to Kansas City. But I really like this first line right here. Dominic Kubalik, Evan Rodriguez, Phil Kessel, first line. Second line, Johnny Duran, Mark... Wait a fucking minute. Error. Oh, fuck. That's something I'm going to have to fix, ain't it? Oh, no. Oh, no. I can't believe I did that. No. Any other errors? Honestly, I'm about to say it's a slight error, but it's a pretty fucking big error. I mean, it's a pretty big error. Let's just keep looking through. We got Zach Parise, Sam Steele, Sammy Blake, Christian Fisher, Kevin Rooney, and Andreas Athanasiou rounds out the forward lines. Defensively, Mike Riley, Dylan D'Amelio, Jeremy Lauzon, Tyson Barrie, Edmonton Oilers legend Cal Foote, and Sammy Vatanen. And in net, they got Scott Wedgewall and Chris Drieger. Not the best in net, but you know you had to spread out the goaltending evenly, so obviously some teams are not going to be better than the others. Might have to make a change there at Marcus Johansson. There are two of them. Alright, Portland. You got Vladislav Nemensikov, Pew Sutter, Andre Costa. Good first line right there. Second line, Teddy Bluger, Freddie Gaudreau, and Frank Vetrano. Second line. Third line, Nick Foligno, Nick Bajukstad, and Colton Sissons. Fourth line, Jimmy Vesey, Austin Watson, Joel Armia. You could tell this team fucking sucks. Defensively, Oliver Shillington, Zach Whitecloud, Logan Stanley, Marcus Nudi-Avara, Riley Stillman, and Justin Hall. Defensively, they're probably the best defensive expansion team, probably, as it seems like. And in net, they got Pavel Francouz, and honestly, Jonas Corpusalo. I was about to butcher his name. It's Corpusalo, but... yeah, so Portland probably has the best defense out of the expansion teams, and honestly, last but certainly not least, the return of the Quebec City Nordiques, and look at the lines they got here. They probably have the best top line out of any of them. You got JVR, Blake Coleman, Jesse Pugliarvi. Second line, Miles Wood, Colin Blackwell, Craig Smith. Third line, Pierre Engvall, JT Comper, Jesper Fast. Fourth line, Zach Sanford, Casey Zizekas, and Matt Nieto. Honestly, defensively, Ben Sherratt, TVR. You got the Van Riemsdyk brothers combined. I did that purposely. Dmitry Kulikov, John Ruda, John Merrill and Troy Stetcher, and in net you got Semyon Varlamov taken away from the New York Islanders. In my opinion, this is probably the best expansion. It's them or Kansas City that are the best. There's a lot of good bright sides here. Obviously, Puljujärvi. I mean, there's a lot of good bright spots with this Quebec City team. Well, compared to Portland, they fucking blow. And obviously, you got the two Marcus Johanssons. Yeah, they're just clones. We're just going to rock with it. I do not feel like resetting everything up. We're just going to rock with it. It's not going to matter that much because Johansson's about to be out of the league any moment anyway. So how this is going to work, we're going to sim 10 years. We're going to sim, and we're going to see. We're going to keep track of the records of all the expansion teams and see which expansion team was the best. Which expansion team did the best, and what did the league history look like, and what did the playoffs look like, and how did the playoff matchups look like. And we're going to keep track of this, and we're going to report at the end of the 10 years. So let's get to the playoffs. Alright, so we have made it to the playoffs, and here is your playoff bracket for year 1. Anaheim Ducks are the best team in the league. That's EA Sports for you. They're one of the worst teams in real life, but yet again, EA strikes yet again, and they make them one of the best teams in the league. What can I say? There's just EA for you. And they're taking on the Vancouver Canucks. The Vancouver Canucks in the first round. Then you got the Rangers and the St. Louis Blues meeting up. Second seed versus 15 seed, and they got Toronto versus the Seattle Kraken. That's very interesting. How about this? The 4th seed and the 13th seed, the Boston Bruins taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. That would be a very compelling series. How about the 5 and 12 series? The Edmonton Oilers taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. That is very compelling. You get McDavid versus the dynasty that is the Tampa Bay Lightning. McCooch, Vazzy. That's one star-studded series. That would be awesome to watch. Islanders and Dallas. If this was 10 years ago, my oh my, this would have been the worst series you could ever watch. Such shitty hockey. But now the Islanders might be exciting to watch, and the Stars with Robo, I mean, they're pretty exciting. How about this? We got our first in-division playoff series here. We have the Winnipeg Jets taking on the Calgary Flames. They can't get away from each other. They played each other 6 times in the regular season, and here they are playing against each other in the round of 16. And how about another in-division first round matchup? We got the 8th seed Nashville Predators taking on the 9th seed Carolina Hurricanes. I really like these playoff matchups. They're very compelling, very interesting. Obviously, the Ducks had 150 points. Obviously, yes, these numbers are going to be a lot larger than what we are accustomed to because, obviously, you get 3 points if you get a regulation win. So, currently, the Ducks are the team that's, obviously, we're going to keep track who has the most points within the 10 years. So, the Ducks with 150, the Rangers second, and the Leafs. And then, who had the most goals for? It was the Leafs. Okay, but now, what was, obviously we could tell, no expansion team made the playoffs. So who was the best expansion team? That would be, you gotta keep looking, Colorado missed the playoffs. I didn't even realize that. So they're the Devils. Unrealistic piece of shit. Best one, Kansas City Scouts at 102 points, 35, and what is that? A 47 record. 35-47 record. And the second best you have to keep looking. That's the Houston Longhorns. Then you kind of keep looking for Quebec City. They're third to last and second to last. They're the third worst or second worst. And the worst team in the league goes to the Portland Thunderbirds. Now, will one of these expansion teams take home the Connor Bedard sweepstakes? Who knows? Well, boys, in year 1, this is your playoff bracket, and holy fuck was it a playoffs. The 16 seed Vancouver Canucks take out the trash and sweep the President Trophy Anaheim Ducks. And not just that, the St. Louis Blues sweep the New York Rangers, and then look, the St. Louis Blues are in the finals taking on the 10 seed Calgary Flames. What the fuck is going on? Oh, these are some wild batshit seedings. I mean, this playoff is bonkers. The highest seed that was remaining after, Toronto gets bounced in the first round. After the first round, the highest seed was Boston, and they were the 4th seed, and they made it to the semis, the Final Four, and they get bounced by St. Louis, and Calgary went to the distance with Dallas. And ironically, we are controlling the Calgary Flames, so let's follow this series a little closely. Let's just sim. I'm just going to sim the entire thing. Fuck it. There's no need to do game by game. Just sim the entire fucking thing. Right here. If it goes 5 games, okay. Well, it's a 3-2 series lead for the Flames. Can they knock off the Blues and win it? Oh, we got a Game 7 Flames Blues prediction. I think the Blues take it here. I think the Blues take it, and the Flames aren't going to be the first Canadian team to win it since the 1993 Montreal Canadiens, which is 30 years from now. And the Calgary Flames are Stanley Cup champs. I spoke way too soon. How about it? The 10 seed Calgary Flames are your year 1 Stanley Cup champs. Now, let's move ahead into the offseason. Let's get to the draft and see where will Connor Bedard go. Connor Bedard is going to Houston. He's going to be a Longhorn. Hook 'em. Hook 'em, Longhorns. Houston, we got a problem, and that's Connor Bedard. And Quebec City's going to get Fantilli, and Portland falls to 3. So the top 3 picks are all expansion teams. Let's see how this draft goes. Retired players, anyone noteworthy? Jumbo Joe. Okay. I just want to get into the draft now. Come on, let me just get to the draft. Let me just get to the draft, please. Let me just get to the draft. Get to the draft. Get to the draft. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. There we go. Houston. With the first pick, they are going to take Connor Bedard. Obviously, that's pretty obvious. Then Michikov goes number 2. Where's Fantilli? Fantilli goes number 3 to Portland. Oh, they got lucky. They got lucky. Quebec City took Michikov. He's a franchise medium. That's pretty interesting. Whoever that guy is goes number 4 to Arizona. Parjarvi, Whittaker. These are all EA-generated guys. Edward Sale goes to the Montreal Canadiens. Brandon Yeager to the Kings. How about Vegas? Leo Carlson. All right, how about the Flyers? Flyers, they're going to take Cam Allen. And then the last pick we're going to focus on here, Kansas City Scouts, the last expansion team to go. That is going to be Dalibor Dvorsky. Okay, that's very interesting. Now, I will see you guys in the start of next season or to the playoffs, whenever I see you next. Here are the year 2 lines for the Houston Longhorn. There's some changes here. Obviously, first line, Bedard, Greenway. New addition, Victor Arvidsson. And then you got Rudolph Balcers, Dayton Heinen, and Arturi Lehkonen. Third line, Fogel, Derek Stepan, new addition, and Jake DeBrusk. Fourth line, William Carrier, Sam Lafferty, and Jonathan Harkins. Or Jansen Harkins, Jesus Christ. Fourth line winger. Defensively, Scandell, Artem Zub, new addition to the Longhorns. Sean Walker, Nikita Zadorov, Michael Delzato, I think that's a new addition, and Hakapana. New goaltender, Antti Ranta. That's a new goaltender, I think, for the Longhorns. At least I think so. The Scouts, Dominic Kubalik is still around. Sam Steele, Andrea Burakovsky. I guess he was a trade piece here. He indeed was a trade piece to Kansas City. Obviously, Sonny Milano, Alex Kerfoot, JT Comper, Nemestikov, Brassard, Colin White. Sean Monahan is now a Kansas City Scout. So is Vinny Hinostroza. And then defensively, Shane Gostisbehere is now here. Dylan DeMilio, holy fuck. Eric Goodbranson, Tyson Berry, and net, it's Tristan Jarry. Tristan Jarry leaves Pittsburgh to go to Kansas City. Oh, that's interesting. Let's go to Portland. Michael Bunning joins Adam Fantilli and Jonathan Dahlin on the first line. How about this second line? Frank Vetrano and Jane Kukkonen. I don't know how to say his name, but I just might have butchered it. Don't care. Sammy Blay, Nick Cousins, Jordan Stahl, new addition, Colton Sissons, Zach Ashton Reese, Joel Armia, and Nick Delorier. He probably got traded from the Flyers, as he should, that fucking bum. Brett Pasha goes to Portland. Portland doesn't want to be shitty this year. As they take in Rasmus Ristolainen, and they're dumb fucks. Logan Stanley, Hayden Fleury, Zach Whitecloud, and how about the Quebec City Nordiques defensively? Very similar, and there's 2 Eric Goodbransons we're not going to talk about, and there's 2 Nemestikovs. Why? Interesting. I thought there was only 1, but okay, there's 2. You got Philip Deneau, now a Quebec City Nordique, Matevy Michikov, Andreas Athanasiou, Marcus Johansson, Jesse Puljujärvi, Tyson Jost, new addition, Colin Blackwell, Josh Anderson, Shane Bowers, Casey Zizekas, Blake Coleman, and who is in net for still Jonathan Bernier and Nicholas Lundstrom. Okay, so it looks to be a different pairing back there. So now let's sim all the way to the playoffs. Boys, I'm trying to fuck around on Bumble, and I accidentally got this bitch, and now I'm talking. Okay, I'm gonna hit her with a hard-hitting question. No fuck. Okay, type your own question. Cars 1 or B movie? This is a big important question. Big important question. This is a big important question. If she answers wrong, I'm fucking gone. I'm fucking gone. This is a big important answer. Important answer. Come on, bitch. Oh, I should be. Ah, fuck this. I don't feel like doing this. This bitch. I don't know. Answers are revealed when you both answer. I'm just fucking around. I'm trying to do some Lightning McQueen shit. Punchline. Ka-chow. I don't know what to do. Held my L on that one, boys. Held my L on that one, boys. That's just hilarious. Alright, here are the playoff matchups for the Year 2 playoffs, and as you can tell, still no expansion team has made it. However, the shitty poverty Chicago Blackhawks barely made it by the skin of their teeth. The Ottawa Senators, as the 1 seed, will take on the Chicago Blackhawks. The Maple Leafs, yet again, the 2nd seed, will take on the Pens. And then the 3 seed defending Cup champions Calgary Flames taking on the New York Rangers. The Hurricanes taking on the Devils. Oilers taking on the Preds. The Canucks taking on the Yotes. Oh, yes. The Arizona Coyotes have made the playoffs. How about the Minnesota Wild taking on the Ducks, and the Columbus Blue Jackets taking on the Colorado Avalanche? All right, how bad were the expansion teams? All right, Portland, they were 32-50. That's just not ideal. What else we got here? Southern Division, Houston, they were better. I think they were probably the best team out of any of them, if I had to guess. Yeah, Kansas City stunk. 40-46. I mean, they were actually not too. Actually, they were point-wise, they weren't better. And oh my God, Quebec. Oh my God, there's nothing but pain in Quebec City. 18 wins, 53 losses, 11 OT losses. That is 64 losses on the year. Yikes, that ain't good, Quebec. That's not good. Alright, and here is your playoff tree. The Vancouver Canucks, the 6th seed, defeated the 14 seed New York Rangers in the finals. A rematch of 1994. The Canucks have finally won a Stanley Cup. How about it, boys? How about that? At least the Toronto Maple Leafs got past the first round, but that didn't last long as they immediately got bounced by the Nashville Predators in 7. Yikes. Leafs in Game 7, name a better combo. Final 4 was Carolina and New York. Carolina had a nice little run. Poor Ottawa got bounced in the quarterfinals. And you got Carolina and Rangers, they went to Game 7. And Nashville and Vancouver, they went to 5 games. Vancouver beat the shit out of them. And Vancouver won in 6 games. Ain't that something? All right, so the Canucks are defending Stanley Cup champs. Who's going to win the draft lottery? Very, very, very ironic. Very curious. Portland Thunderbirds. They win in Quebec City 2nd. Oh, this is interesting. I want to see who they get here. I'm very curious to see who they get. Come on now. Let me just keep going. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. I just want to see who they get. I just want to see. I just want to see. Let me see. Come on now. Come on. Let's go. Start draft. Let's go. All right. Portland, who do they take at number 1? It is Aaron Kivarju. I've seen this name before doing franchise modes. He's a high elite. He should be very interesting. And whoo, the Quebec City Nordiques got themselves a stud. Civil, I don't know how to say his name. Vajitek, I don't know, but he's a dog. Seattle sucked this year. Cole Eiserman goes to the Seattle Kraken. Okay, so very interesting. St. Louis sucked. They're rebuilding now. Oh, wow. Okay. Just looking through all these. All right. So, I'm going to see you guys in for Year 3 playoffs. Wait a fucking minute. Wait a minute. The Calgary Flames signed Austin Matthews. He left Toronto. He had enough of their shit. Ain't no way. Matthews, welcome to Calgary, buddy. Oh, he had enough of Toronto shit. He got fed up. He took the paycheck and bounced. He's getting paid $13.93 million per year times 7. Oh, he had enough of Toronto shit. He said, it's my time to get the fuck out of here. Welcome to Calgary, buddy. Damn. Bedard jumped to a 91 overall. Bedard jumped to a 91 overall. Christian Dvorak's now in Houston with Anthony Duclair, Joanne Wenberg, and Greenway still around defensively. You got Gustav Forsling. Nothing too crazy there. Goaltending-wise, still shitty. Okay, they're actually a little worse in those departments. That's something to worry about. Burakovsky, Dvorsky. The problem is with doing adding your own teams is that they add Dvorsky because I guess one of the Swedish or whatever league he plays in, they're in there, and he's a prospect, so there's going to be 2 Dvorskys. I could do nothing about that. It is what it is. Jack Roslovic, second line center for the Scouts. Okay, they look okay. Defensively, Noah Hannafin, Cal Foote. Okay. Defense, goaltending, Tristan Jarry. Okay, there's some good. I like this. I like the Kansas City Scouts this year. Okay, what about Portland? Portland any good? Oh, that's Pittsburgh. Portland, Marchessault, Anthony Mantha, Fantilli, DeBrusk, Kukkonen, I don't know how to say his name, Kasperi Kapanen, Michael Bunting. Okay, they actually have a really good forward lines. Very good forward lines. They brought in the Carolina tandem of Brady Shea and Brett Pasha. Okay. And then Risto, and they actually have a really good roster here in Portland. Not goaltender, they have Fleury though. And yeah, this is the piss poor poverty. Quebec City Nordiques. They got Tom Wilson, Marcus Johansson. Puljujärvi's playing fourth line. I mean, there's some holes in this team, but they're young and they have some good pieces. They don't have a goaltender, so that's a problem they're gonna have to worry about in the future. But Austin Matthews, Calgary Flame. I need to go check the Toronto team. I need to go check Toronto's lines. I need to go see this. Are they just gonna cope, or are they just they're shit out of luck? Are they just bad now? How is this looking for them? Tavares, Yarncroke, Marner. They're getting hurt big time. Oh yeah, they're fucked. They're definitely fucked. Toronto's piss poor poverty for a long time now. Oh, we got some hell of playoff series here. I mean, these are some banging series we got. We got Edmonton and Detroit, Arizona, Nashville, finally, Columbus and Kansas City. Finally, one of the first, they're not the first one, Houston, 7th seed. Houston and Kansas City both made the playoffs. And you got Boston, Vegas, Colorado, Anaheim, Calgary, Philly, Houston taking on Tampa in an in-division matchup. Actually, another in-division. There's 3 of them. Islanders, Devils, Avalanche, Ducks, Islanders, Devils. These are some hell of playoff matchups. I'm very curious to see who's going to take home the cup. Let's go check the expansion teams yet again. How bad were the Nordiques? How bad were they? They weren't as bad. Not as bad. 38 and what? 44? That's not too shabby for them. And Kansas City obviously made the playoffs. And then the other one is the Thunderbirds. They were worse. 34 and 41. Wait, no. 48. 34 and 48. Genius math skills right there just kicking in. Okay. Well, let's send to the finals. And here are your 2025 playoff matchups. And boys, this is why we put this format into place. Colorado went to the finals as the 5 seed. They took on Vegas, a rival, in the semifinals. Obviously, this would have been possible in the old format. You get it. Islanders, Flyers. Now, there's a lot of upsets. Now, I think my reasoning behind these potential possibilities for all these upsets is because the lack of time and games you play against other divisions and other teams. You don't play, you play them more than within your division, but you're so familiar within your division and it matters so much what division you're in. So I guess that could be one reason why this is a big thing where all these upsets happen. But like the Flyers and Islanders, Avalanche, dope ass final, but they got swept. But I want to see Boston, Montreal. I want to see some of these rivalries go into the finals. I want to see this. Hopefully we see this here in the future, but we'll see how it goes. But Colorado, year 3, oh, them motherfuckers. Oh no, Pittsburgh won the cup. Not won the cup. Oh my god, they won the draft lottery. Oh my. I just want to see who they get. Do they get another franchise guy? Knowing their luck, they definitely did. They definitely got a franchise hire, franchise medium player. Who's this gonna be? Very curious. Is this a franchise player? No, it's a medium elite. Good. Cameron Nielsen, good, fuck him. Alright, I'll see you for the next playoffs. If you guys ever had a doubt that EA was ever slightly realistic, that should go out the fucking window right now. Year 3, Stanley Cup champions, the Arizona Coyotes, and it was an in-division matchup in the finals for the first time ever. And it happened to be the Coyotes and the Sharks. That is not going to happen within 3 years. I am telling you now. Wait, this is year 4. Yeah, year 4. Okay, even that 4 years, it's not happening, okay? Sharks and Coyotes. I mean, Sharks might be respectable. At least they were the 7th seed. So at least this was the respectable cup final, a 2 and a 7 seed. It's a little respectable. The Leafs finally get to the third round. They got swept by the Coyotes. The Flames. Oh, I wish it was Flames in Toronto. That would have been a hell of a final. But the Arizona Coyotes are your Stanley Cup champs. Now, out of curiosity, what? I can't even look at their team. I mean, I can actually. But I want to go look at the standings. How did all the expansion teams do? Because I didn't see Portland make it. No, they did not make it. I didn't see Houston make it. No, they missed out by 1 point. Yikes. Kansas City didn't make it. They got worse. And Quebec City, yeah, they got they got a lot of work to do over there in Quebec. They got a lot of work. They might have got fucked by me making that roster. No, I thought that was one of the better rosters. Well, I mean, you would think so, but they're just not been able to really do anything. Mark Scheifele, Clayton Cooley, Logan Cooley. Did I just say Clayton Cooley? Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, Dylan Gunther, TJ Oshie, Connor Garland, Nick Schmaltz, Connor Brown. Okay, this is actually a pretty good team. Victor Olofsson jumped ship. Goaltenders, Jeremy Swayman. Actually, okay, this is actually a good team. So it's not that crazy, but like, it's still crazy seeing the Arizona Coyotes as Stanley Cup champs. It just seems illegal to me. And as I'm recording, I'm watching the Leafs game, and they're absolutely beating the dog fuck out of the Kings. They're absolutely beating the shit out of them. And when I'm watching this, I'm seeing a bunch of World Junior advertisements. I'm watching this on ESPN Plus, of course, so I'm getting the TSN feed. I am pissed that in the U.S. that the World Juniors are not, like, really broadcasted. Like, to watch it, you have to go through the NHL Network. And who in America really watches or even has the NHL Network? Because I know for sure I don't. I have fucking Hulu Live. I don't even, have cable. I cut that shit like a year or two ago. I mean, absolutely crazy. Golly, they're going to have Robo and Sergei Marchand. I mean, this is going to be a deadly team over there in Dallas. Okay, I just want to see who was first overall. All right, but yeah, I'm going to get back to my point. Like, the World Juniors is such a great tournament. I mean, it really should be broadcasted in the U.S. because it's this great hockey. And you would think ESPN, who is partnered with TSN, which does the World Juniors in Canada, you would think they'd at least put it on ESPN Plus or hell, even ESPN2 or ESPN News or something, at least that have at least broadcasted to more homes in America and maybe have people watch it. No, you have to watch it through NHL Network, and who the fuck has NHL Network? I know I don't. So that pisses me off, but it is what it is. I will still watch the World Juniors. There are ways. I don't know if I can. I mean, it's fucking Stream East. You just watch Stream East and you watch it through there. I mean, you just watch it through there. It's not that hard, not that difficult. So if you want to go watch the World Juniors and you don't know how, just go on Stream East or whatever. Okay, just go do that and you're good to go. Okay, simple as that. And don't say I sent you. That's all I can say. All right, but this Portland team, I really like this Portland team. Jacob Vrana and Adam Fantilli, Jesus Christ. Gavin Brindley, who's a prospect that they drafted. Jake DeBrusk, Evil Bemstrom, Anthony Mantha, Liam Kirk, Oscar Lindblom, Flyers legend, Christian Dvorak, Jonathan Marchessault, Jonathan Dahlin, and Charlie Cole. Defensively, they got this kid they drafted first overall, Aaron Kivarju, Brett Pache, Brady Shea, Rasmus Ristolainen, yuck. Frederick Fast and Zach Whitecloud. And in net, they got Logan Thompson. I actually like the Portland Thunderbirds this year. How about the Quebec City Nordiques? Anything to be, no, they still got a long ways to go. Look, they got Tony DeAngelo, though. And you got Tristan Rita. He looks to be pretty decent for them, but they still got a long way to go. And then Houston, there's not much change with Houston and not much changes with Kansas City. Not much changes there. So let's see how the season folds. This was definitely the best playoffs that we've seen so far to date. By far. This is the best playoffs we've seen by bracket, everything. Let's just go through it. Let's look at some of the key matchups that had happened, okay? This was a hell of a playoffs. Boston and the Islanders. That's a dope one. Battle of Florida. Florida knocked them off too. That's sick. Colorado knocked off the defending Stanley Cup champions Arizona Coyotes, obviously en route to sweep the Minnesota Wild for the Stanley Cup Finals. The Flames went on a path for their first 2 rounds. They won 8-1 through their first 2 rounds. How about the 7 and 10 seed matchup? The Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Crosby versus McDavid. Tell me that wouldn't be awesome if you saw that first round. Tell me that wouldn't be awesome. How about Detroit and Montreal, original 6? And we have another original 6 matchup, Chicago and Toronto. The NHL would be licking their chops over the ratings of those series of Detroit and Montreal and Chicago and Toronto and Boston, New York. I mean, they'd be licking their damn chops. I mean, and what else? We had Minnesota, Florida, Boston, Edmonton, Colorado, Chicago. Colorado and Chicago and Calgary, Detroit. And you have Minnesota, Calgary, and Boston and Colorado. They went to 7 games. I mean, this was definitely the best playoffs. You saw the best teams actually show up and perform. That actually looked like a fairly realistic playoffs. Obviously, still, the President's Trophy team is still yet to win a cup. So fairly realistic, besides the Coyotes winning the cup. Obviously, the Wild 152 points. And the expansion teams yet again have fallen off a cliff and haven't done diddly shit yet. The Quebec, the Nordiques, hey, they were the first team out, though. They went 42 and 40. They got better. How about in the Central? Kansas City, yeah, they stink. Houston, 36 and what? What is it, 42? No, 44. Wait. It's 46. My math skills, obviously, this is why I almost failed math. Nothing in Pacific and in Northwest. Portland, they got better too. They got 41 and 41. They got a lot better this year too. So at least the expansion teams are getting better. Houston had that 1 year and they've just not bounced back. So that's very, very interesting. St. Louis gets the first overall pick. Vancouver, they just won the cup not too. Mitch the bitch just extended his point streak to 21 games. Mitch Marner, this guy's on a tear. Is that Justin Bieber? Is that Justin Bieber in the crowd? That might be Justin Bieber, but I am watching the Leafs game as I am recording this. But like, the Leafs, I mean, Marner is just look at this. He's sitting on his ass. He dishes it out and okay, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, I thought he scored off that. That would have been sweet. Okay, no, he didn't. Marner with the 1. Oh, that was a beautiful clap bomb. Right fucking past the goaltender. Who is that? Johnny Quick? You're past your prime, buddy. Well, hang it up. Mitch Marner owns you, pal. Oh, the Leafs are going off right now. I mean, they are playing so goddamn good. So goddamn good right now. I mean, if the Leafs can keep playing like this for the rest of the year, I mean, Mitch is on a different level right now. I mean, it's insane how good Mitch Marner is right now. Ooh, that was a close one. All right, well, let's get to the next season. I mean, what a record for the Flames. 50 and 32. How about it? Well, this is really bad for Houston. They got worse. They got big time worse. I mean, Ross Gormley, don't you even fucking dare. Poor Houston Thunder. Poor Houston Longhorns, they got worse. They're getting worse as the years go on. I mean, they're falling off. They had their prime a couple seasons ago. Now look at them. They're back. They're poverty. I mean, poor Bedard, he can't wait to get out of here once he's a UFA. He cannot wait. And still, shitty goaltending. Delkovich dropped 4 overalls. I mean, they have young, good pieces, but like, The poor Longhorns. I mean, poor Bedard. I mean, the scouts do look really good. They have so many good young pieces like Dvorsky, Justin Poirier, Konechny, Fabian Lysell, Barrett Hayton, Kevin LeBanc, Isaiah Sims, Callan Lind, Trevor Moore, Igor Sharangovich. There you go. There you go. There you go, Joe. There you go. Noah Hannafin, Mark Friedman, first line defense. I don't know how I feel about that. Defensively, they're trash. That's a problem there. And obviously, they got Tristan Jarry. That's not Tristan Jarry. That's Travis Konechny as the picture. So, very interesting. And Portland, they're terrible. Portland's absolutely dog shit. I mean, they are not very good. I mean, they have a couple of good young pieces, but I mean, defensively, they're nice, but they're just not good. They got Dostal now, and honestly, Quebec City. They look really nice. Vajtek Razcivil, however you say his name, he looks very nice. Matevi Machikov, he's going into his own. Drake Batherson, Andreas Johnson, Kasperi Kapanen, Marcus Johansson, Alex Kerfoot, Nicholas Waugh, Brett Liaison, however you say it. Defensively, Nicholas Haig, yeah, I think that's how you say his name. I don't know. Tony D'Angelo, Tristan Rita, Mike Riley. I mean, they're actually good defensively and goaltender. They could still be better. So there's still a long way to go for them. Holy shit, the Kraken got a lot of young players. Sheesh. Matt Zuccarello. I'm just very curious. How do the Flyers look at this point? Jared McCann, Sean Couturier, Owen Tippett. Okay, they could be better. Defensively, Cam Allen's really good. I'd love to see that. Oh, they got this kid too. Okay, the Flyers got a great defense. Okay, Rangers. Lafreniere's getting into his own couple. All right, well, that's very interesting. All right, let's keep her going. Actually, I want to see the Colorado line. So they're the only team that's won the cup twice. They won the cup 2 of the last 3 years. I just want to check their team real quick. Rantanen, McKinnon, Casper Holt. That's right, because they sucked the 1 year. I mean, they missed the playoffs. They didn't suck, and then they got Holton, and that just probably made them even better. Oh, great. And then Landeskog's playing fourth line. Oh, my. Yeah, no wonder. I mean, their defense is a little weak, but they got Vlader, so that's very interesting. All right, let's get into the Year 6 recap. I have not even looked at Art Ross or anything. I have no idea if Bedard even won any awards. I should probably go do that. I kind of forgot about the awards. You fucking noob. I can look at all the history. Yeah, I can see all the history. Okay, we're still good. Bedard won the last Art Ross. But the Hart trophies, it's been the Leon Draisaitl award ever since. Austin Matthews won the Hart last year. Got Draisaitl, and Pasternak. Okay, they got Norris. You got Makar, Yossi Makar, Adam Fox. That's the Cale Makar award. Lady Bing, Patty Kane, Connor Bedard, Leon Draisaitl, Johnny Gaudreau, David Pasternak, Calder. They got Zachary Besson and Chebrikov from Houston, Dvorsky, Connor Bedard, and Shane Wright, Conn Smythe, Nathan McKinnon, Clayton Keller, Nathan McKinnon, Elias Pettersson, Elias Lindholm, Vezina, Vazzy, Blackwood, Jeremy Swayman, Matt Murray, John Gibson, Jennings. You got it's basically a team award. Penguin, I'm not going to go through that. Bill Masterson, Eric Branson, Chris Letang, Colton Parayko, Eric Branson again, and Joel Edmondson. And then, I'm not going to know all the coaches. The Selke Award, Bedard won it. That's very interesting considering that Bedard is a little undersized in real life, technically. And he's not really known for his defensive game, so that's very interesting. You got O'Reilly, Crosby, Kopitar, Ted Lindsay, Matthews, Draisaitl, Pasternak, and the Maurice Richard, Patty Laine, Kucherov, Bedard, Laine again, and Leon Draisaitl. Okay, wait, why was there multiple? Hold on. Why? Was there a tie? There had to have been a tie. That's why there's numerous people. There had to have been a tie for most goals, and so they just gave it to 3 people. That definitely had to have been a tie. There's no way it wasn't. Alright, so let's see how this season goes. Alright, so this was a very interesting playoffs. You had the Battle of Alberta in the first round. You had Boston and Ottawa, Battle of the Atlantic Division, where Boston got swept. Pittsburgh and Dallas, Columbus, New York, Winnipeg, Montreal. Winnipeg swept them, the Ducks and the Devils. Detroit and Tampa Bay Lightning, the Steve Yzerman Bowl. Yeah, right there, 7 and 10 seeds. And you got Minnesota and Toronto. The capital hubs of respective countries. The capital of hockey in America is Minnesota, and the capital of hockey in Canada is Toronto. So very interesting. And obviously the Final Four, Edmonton and Toronto. And then you got Columbus, Winnipeg. It's a very interesting finals, an all-Canadian final. Obviously, the NHL execs would not be happy with that. The current ones, I would say. Me, would love it. Would thrive in Canada. Winnipeg Jets, small market. I think, the second... Wouldn't they be the second smallest now with Quebec in it? I think they'd be the second smallest or the smallest either or. And they win the cup. Edmonton loses in 5. At least Columbus took them to 7 games. Look at this. I mean, you had Pittsburgh and Toronto in the second round. That's very compelling. Columbus, Detroit. That has potential to be a great rivalry. Columbus and Detroit. Another in-division round right there. So that was really cool. Edmonton and Ottawa in the quarters. So, this was a very interesting and compelling playoffs. We had some good rivalry matchups. Obviously, Columbus, Detroit. There's a lot of potential for that in real life. Obviously, you got Michigan and Ohio. If you follow college football, Michigan and Ohio State. It's one of the biggest rivalries in sports, if you know that. It is a very damn good rivalry. Matthews had a damn good year. I am going everywhere wrong besides where I'm trying to go. And we'll get to the expansion team stats in a moment. You see, no one's repeated as Cup champs, so that's a good thing. And all the teams that have won the Cup besides the first year, which was I don't remember who won the Cup the first year, but they would all have been Western Conference teams is what I'm noticing here. They would all have been Western Conference teams. McDavid wins the Hart. Okay, Adam Fox wins the Norris. Lady Bing goes to Braden Point. Some prospect I probably went second overall last year to the Canucks. Wins the Calder. Conn Smythe, Connor. Vanacek wins the Vezina. What the fuck? Vitek Vanacek wins the Vezzy. Okay. And Penguins as a team award. Dvorak, Bill Masterson. Leafs coach Jack Adams. Selke goes Dylan Cousins. Okay, that's very interesting. I think that's possible in real life. McDavid wins to 10 Lindsay, and Maurice Richard goes to Austin Matthews, his first one as a Calgary Flame. Very, very interesting indeed. Here's a look at the expansion teams. Quebec City stinks again. Was it 34-48? You got the Central Kansas City Scouts 42-40. Not too shabby of a year for them, but they just missed out. Houston, tough year, 42-40 at 118 points. Just out there a little bit, but Bedard can't get the job done. And in the Northwest, the Thunderbirds, they stunk. They put a stinking up there. So hopefully one of these expansion teams can finally break through. But what about the Cup Finals? The Cup champs we've had so far, the Flames, and then we had Quebec City gets the number 1 pick, San Jose to 2, Seattle 3. Where's Portland? Portland gets the 9th overall pick. Philly, top 5 there with Chicago. Ooh, that's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Any retired players that are, interesting? John Tavares is retired. Brad Marchand, Blake Wheeler, Jonathan Toews, Tyler Seguin, Matt Zuccarello, Drew Doughty. All right, some very big names right there. I'll be very curious. Who is Quebec City going to take first overall, and can they finally break this slump and make playoffs? I don't even think they made playoffs once in this yet. They are struggling, and they got to go one. Cameron Hamilton, 6'5", power forward. He might be a franchise-changing player right there for the Quebec City Nordiques. He might very much will. He might be. Oh, yeah, they got themselves a great pickup. Oh, Quebec might have themselves a guy, and he might change the franchise around. They need something. They absolutely need something, and, yeah, they definitely need. This is just exactly what I wanted to see. Jason Robertson Robo is a Pittsburgh Penguin. When the fuck did this happen? Oh, it happened last offseason. Oh, I do not like the look of this. Absolutely not. I hate this. No! Why? Why did the Penguins have to get Robo? That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Cameron Nielsen, alright. But they're terrible. They're terrible. That's all that matters. They got Vitek Vanacek in net. He did win Vezzy last year, so you do got to remember that. Alright, Portland. I was running through all the lineups. I want to show you guys Kansas' roster in a second. Okay, not too shabby, Portland. Not too bad. Oh, my. Their defense is very good. Victor Soderstrom. Okay. And then Quebec. Yes, I think they're they're going to be looking nice this year. Machikov, Dvorsky, Razoval, Khrushchev, Cameron Hamilton. Yeah, they're going to be nice. Oh, yeah. And then just take a nice little look there at Kansas City. Obviously, yes, there's going to be 2 Dvorskys. There's nothing I could have done about that. There was nothing I could have done. Yeah, there was nothing I could have done about that. Konechny, Dvorsky, Poirier, Fabian Lysell, Barrett Hayton, Jacob Voracek. I really like their forward lines. I really believe that they can do something. Then they got the Pittsburgh Penguin duo back from 2017 or some shit. Whenever it was. Oh, Jari and Murray. Ain't that some shit. Here we are, year 8, and the Winnipeg Jets go back-to-back and win the Stanley Cup. I'm a little baffled by that, but we almost had the Battle of Florida in the finals. Look at some of the playoff matchups we saw. We saw Colorado and Vegas, St. Louis and Pittsburgh. They went to the distance 7 games. Montreal and Florida. Florida had a nice little run. They went to the finals, and then they would lose to the Winnipeg Jets. You had Nashville and New York. And then you got Tampa, Edmonton, Seattle, Detroit, Winnipeg, Buffalo. Rematch of last year's finals, and Dallas, Chicago. Just looking to see Dallas, Nashville. That wasn't a series. Never mind. St. Louis and Dallas, Winnipeg and Nashville. Then you had Tampa, Winnipeg, Florida, and St. Louis. They almost went to the final. Almost. And President's Trophy team, that was the Colorado Avalanche. And yeah, they didn't do much. They got bounced in the second round. Now, the expansion teams yet again, Quebec City. I thought they would take that step up. 39 and 43. I wish they were better. I wish they would just finally take that step up. Kansas City, I thought they were destined for a great year. Boy, I thought wrong. They had an abysmal year. Tough scenes for Kansas City. How about Houston? 41 and 41 is just a stacked ass Southern Division. I mean, this Southern Division was absolutely loaded this year. Northwest Division with the Portland Thunderbirds. Portland has just been in shambles. They've been in shambles. But what about Winnipeg? We got to check out that team, because how goddamn good are they? Who is on that Winnipeg team? They are the first team in this sim that has gone back-to-back and won the Stanley Cup. So who do they got? And what is making them become this absolute juggernaut? You have Kyle Connor, Arturi Lehkonen putting up 85 points. Holy shit. Okay, he had 77 a year prior. Okay, Rucker McGroarty. Ooh, okay. Cole Perfetti, JT Kumper, Brian Rust, Rasmus Opland, Arturi Kailev, however you say his name, Philip Broberg, Andrei Kuzmenko, Max Jones, Brad Lambert, only putting up... How is he not developed, really? Kevin Hayes is on the Winnipeg Jets. Okay, Internet, Connor Hellebuck. Makes sense. I'm honestly baffled on how this team has gone back-to-back and won Stanley Cups. Very, very baffled by that. I mean, it is just very, 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 very interesting. Award-wise, I mean, Matthews had 64 goals. I assume he was up there for the Hart. I keep going to the wrong tab. You dumb. Individual awards. Hart Trophy goes to Draisaitl. Makar goes to the Norris. Lady Bing Draisaitl. Kulikov gets to Calder. Conn Smythe, Cole Perfetti. And last year was Kyle Connor. Alexander Gagorgiev. Fuck that guy. I don't get along with Gorgiev. He wins the Vezzy. Carter, the Flyers won the Williams Jennings. Joel Edmondson wins the Masterson. Only if the Nordiques would win an award in their lifetime. How about Bedard becoming a 2-time Selke winner? Ted Lindsay goes to Draisaitl, and Maurice Richard goes to Austin Matthews for the second straight season. I mean, he's the only thing that the Flames got going for them, but he was carrying them this year, though. He was carrying them, and the Flames only missed the playoffs barely by a couple of points. They almost made it, so he's doing wonders. Arizona gets the first pick back to mediocrity where they belong after they won a cup. That's just hilarious. Oh, that is just funny. 20 teams in the lottery. Damn, that's a lot. Alright, well, it's time to see you guys in for year 9. Well, it's happened. Alexander Ovechkin ended his career in Winnipeg. He ended it in Winnipeg? Oh, no wonder why they won the cup. He was over there. That makes so much sense. He had 97 points in 2028. He didn't play last year, but he was there with Winnipeg. No wonder why they were so goddamn good. Now he went to Seattle, but he didn't play there. Sidney Crosby, he went from Pittsburgh to Chicago, then Toronto. Very interesting, but they both go out together. Ovi does hit the award. He gets 1,000. He finishes with 1,000 goals and 1,034 goals. Holy shit, I had a stroke. Kopitar retires. Steven Stamkos retires. Roman Josi retires. Victor Hedman, Jordan Eberle, Max Pacioretty, Ryan Johansson, Braden Shen, Jeff Skinner, Anders Lee, Alex Pietrangelo, Riley Smith, Jaden Schwartz. Okay, Thomas Tatar. Goaltending, Freddie Anderson, Peter Mrazek, Malcolm Subban. Okay, very interesting names there going. He's a coach now, Roman Josi. Interesting. So now it's time to go to year 9. And here is your year 9 playoff tree, and the Winnipeg Jets go back to the finals for the 3rd straight year, just like Tampa Bay. However, in that 3rd year, they would lose to the Seattle Kraken, and the pattern still exists. There has been yet to what would have been an Eastern Conference team to win the cup. In the final round of 4, you had Winnipeg versus Washington. Winnipeg bounced them out, and you had Seattle taking on Quebec City in the round of 4, and Quebec City got bounced, and then you got Seattle, Winnipeg. Seattle won in 6. Any other compelling series is Boston, Quebec City, Seattle, Chicago. Houston and Washington went to the distance. Houston got bounced first round. I'm not surprised. Devils and the Kings went to 7 games. Seattle beat Islanders in 6, and the Blackhawks beat the Flames in 6. All right, let's look at the awards. Who won what? Let's go. Individual. Actually, who won the Presidents? It was the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah, they're the number 1 seed. They're always getting the Presidents. How many times have they won it now? Okay, never mind. It's just they're always up top. They're always up top, and they're just never doing anything. Yet again, Draisaitl is just winning these awards left and right. It's always an Oiler winning one of these. Ethan Bouchard wins the North. Ain't that something? Lady Bing, Nikita Kucherov, Calder is an Oilers player. Shane Wright, Conn Smythe. That's good for him. I mean, he's getting his shit together right now in real life. Let's love to see it. Vezina, you got Yaroslav Askarov, and the Oilers win the Jennings. Bill Masterson goes to that guy. Islanders coach Matthew Wood gets the Selke, no Bedard. And Maurice Richard, there's Connor Bedard. He carried the shit out of them this year. Well, and actually, no, he didn't carry, but he has been carrying the past couple years. But now he has a supporting cast, and I'm very, very curious to see how this last season will go in this 10-year sim. Here is your year 10 playoff picture. You got Edmonton yet again, President Trophy team. 1st seed taking on the Nashville Predators. Boston Bruins taking on the San Jose Sharks. You got the reigning and defending Stanley Cup champion Seattle Kraken taking on the Buffalo Sabres. A rematch of Season 2 Stanley Cup Finals, Rangers Vancouver. How about Quebec City, the 5 seed? They're only leveling up in the world. They are now the 5 seed taking on the New York Islanders. That should be a very, very interesting series. I like this one a lot too. Calgary and Minnesota. I think that one's going to be a very interesting series. How about Chicago and Winnipeg? And you got Philadelphia at the 8 seed taking on the 9 seed. Houston Longhorns. Houston got a little worse this year. Quebec City picked it up. Honestly, I believe the team that's going to win the Stanley Cup is going to be the Boston Bruins. I'm just saying this out of my ass. I have no idea if they really are. And we'll say Bruins.
Bruins? Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Bruins versus Calgary. We'll go Bruins versus Calgary. Why not? Calgary does have a pretty good, decent team. They made some big additions. So Boston and Calgary is my prediction for the finals. Let's see what happens. Well, and here we are, and boy, was I so far off. Both got eliminated in the first round. Calgary got beaten 7, and Boston got beaten 6. But look at your Stanley Cup Finals. The Houston Longhorns taking on the Minnesota Wild. Finally, an expansion team made it to the finals, and Houston was the team that did it. Quebec City got bounced in the second round. Shame. It was a shame. Look at all this. Edmonton got bounced. Boston got bounced. Seattle got bounced. New York got bounced. The highest seed remaining was Quebec City, and then they got bounced by Nashville. And Houston took out the trash with Nashville. And then you got Minnesota, San Jose. A really good Final Four there with Houston and Nashville. in-division rivals. So that was probably a very, actually, no, I wouldn't say chippy because it was an absolute domination for the Houston Longhorns. And this series did go 7, and Minnesota still won it. They were the 11th seed, and Houston was the 9th seed. Ain't that something? So the Houston Longhorns did lose, but the Minnesota Wild was at their second cup. It's either their second or first cup in this sim. I don't remember what it is necessarily. I know it's one of the two. I know they've gone deep before. I just don't remember if they won the cup the one year or not. I don't remember. And this also states that no team that would have been Eastern Conference won the cup. They all would have been Western Conference. All would be Western. Draisaitl yet again for the 3rd straight year wins the Hart Memorial. Norris goes to Bouchard yet again. Bedard wins the Lady Byng. The Calder goes to the Flyers prospect. Earl Kaprizov, the Conn Smythe. Vesna goes to Lucas Dostal. Jennings goes to the Nordiques. Zach Whitecloud, Bill Masterson. Jack Adams goes to the Flame coach. Bedard yet again wins the Selke for the 3rd straight. For the 3rd time. He won 3 of the last 5 years. He's just won it every other year. Ted Lindsay goes to Leon Draisaitl. And the Maurice Richard also goes to Leon Draisaitl. Okay. I have no idea why I thought year 9 was year 10 for it. I don't know why, but I thought that was our 10th season. It was not. It was only our 9th. So, yeah, it was not our last season. This will be our last sim season. And the New York Rangers are your President's Trophy team going in, playing the Flyers in the round of 16. That should be awesome. Washington, Tampa, Anaheim, New Jersey, Nashville, Buffalo, Colorado, Columbus, Calgary, St. Louis, Houston as the 7th seed taking on Arizona, and San Jose taking on Seattle. No Winnipeg. No Winnipeg in these playoffs. They've fallen off. Colorado still kicking. When you check out that Houston team, they are insane. So Houston's the only team that was expansion that made these playoffs. Houston's been, I would say, the most successful expansion team that we've incorporated in here. They were actually they're really strong. I just want to show you guys their overalls and shit real quick. I mean, they have a very, very high overall team. They are really good. I want to check out that Rangers team as well. Houston. You got Bedard, Marchand, Ladipov, Ross Gormley, Beckett. I'm not going to try and say that name. They're so young, but yet so deep. Offensively, defensively, a little bit of a problem. Very big problem defensively. And they still have a problem in net, but their offense is so good. But it's not going to be good enough to win a Stanley Cup. No, sir. No. Capitals are also really good. I want to check them out as well before we sim the playoffs and see who is the last Cup champ in this sim. You got Lafreniere, you got Paul Waugh, Willie Nylander, Russell Bruce, Capo Caco. They got Cooch. They brought in Cooch, okay, Stephen Roche, Jackson Cam, Blake Lizotte, Jordan Greenway, Zach Dean, Colin White. Defensively, they still got Keandre and Fox, Vakanen, Alex DeMayo, I don't know. And then in net, they got Shesterkin. Okay, so they kept Shesterkin around. He's still over there. Fuck, I want to check out Washington. They're also the 2 seed. They're really good this year. That division had to have been really strong. Oh, yeah, look how good. Yeah, they're young and deep. They have Mantha playing center. He came back. Very interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting putting him as center, especially when... Okay, no, they don't. Never mind. Defensively, they're a little weak. And in that, they got Drew Draper. He's a younger goaltender, but they also got Stapleton. So, okay, goaltending could be a question for them. It's going to be a very compelling playoffs for sure. I think the Ducks might win the Cup. I think they're going to be really good. I think it could be Ducks Kraken. I think that's very much a possibility. Like, look at this Ducks team. Yeah, their top 6 is not the best. Defensively, they are super strong. And in net, they got Alexei Markov. It could be better, but I still think they're going to have a hell of a run here in these playoffs. But as I said, they can lose to the Devils. All right, so who wins the Stanley Cup in the last time in this sim? Well, here are your results for year 10, and I love these results. I love these. Your Philadelphia Flyers are Stanley Cup champions in 2032. I want to go check out that team and see who they got over there in Philly. They knock off the Rangers in 6. They beat the Caps in 6. They beat the Preds in 6, and then beat Columbus in 5. How about it, boys? Carter Hart ends off with a ring. Very interesting semifinals. You got Arizona, Columbus. That and very interesting series. Houston lost to Arizona, so no expansion team does go on to win the cup in the first 10 years. Houston did go to the finals last year. Obviously, didn't work out. So this is the first time we saw a 16 seed win the cup. We did not see a number 1 President's Trophy team win the cup. That did not happen. So that curse still continues where if you win the President's Trophy, you're not winning the cup. That still continues. Washington, they won. They beat Tampa, but then they got pounced by us. Nashville, I mean, they swept Buffalo, and then Nashville beat New Jersey. So, and then San Jose lost to Columbus, and Arizona beat St. Louis, and we had a rematch of the Year 1 finals between Calgary and St. Louis. Let's just go check out the Flyers real quick. I just want to see who's on that team. Like, no way Coots is still playing, is he? All right, you got Frost, Cutter Gauthier, Jacob Chromiak, whatever his name is. He looks really good. Jared McCann, Graham Booth, Guy Howe. Oh, there's some real good players here they got. Okay, 88 overall. Bobby Brink's an 85. Cam Allen's a 91. I remember seeing him. They're a very young team. Actually, that's crazy that they were a 16 seed and how kind of deep they are. That's actually kind of crazy. And they got Igor Sharangovich. They're actually really good. Kind of crazy that they're a 16 seed. Obviously, Carter Hart. He actually didn't have that great of a year, but it doesn't matter. The Philadelphia Flyers win the Stanley Cup year 10. You love to see it. And here is your 10-year summary of what happened during the sim. Year 1, the Calgary Flames beat the St. Louis Blues to win the Stanley Cup. Year 2, the Canucks beat the Rangers. Year 3, the Avalanche beat the Islanders. Year 4, the Coyotes. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I just said that. The Coyotes beat the Sharks. What a finals to win the Cup. Year 5, the Avalanche won yet again 2 times in 3 years, defeating the Wild. Year 6, the Winnipeg Jets beat the Oilers. And then the next year, they went back-to-back beating the Panthers. Year 8, the Kraken beat the Jets, which, as you can tell, that was 3 Cup finals in a row for them. And that also put them to having the most finals appearances in this video. Year 9, the Minnesota Wild beat the Houston Longhorns team that was led by Connor Bedard. Damn, only if they won. Only if Bedard got a ring. And year 10, the Philadelphia Flyers, of course, beat the Blue Jackets and win the Stanley Cup. And here, as you can tell, is the full summary. Jets had the most finals appearances, and yeah. So, if you guys have any other kind of rebuild ideas or different type of videos, maybe challenges you guys want to see me do, put them in the comments below. I'm trying to do a little bit of different stuff outside of just basic franchise mode. Trying to do a little bit different stuff, and this was just the start of it. We have more coming just like this a little bit, and it's going to be very, very interesting and compelling. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in for the next one.